Circle by Mac Miller. Mac Miller unexpectedly passed in 2018 from struggles with prescription drugs while on tour. He was also working on an album to be released in the near future. It was meant to be a companion album to Swimming and finished the concept of swimming in circles. Jon Brion finished the album based on conversations he had with Miller. How is it? Here's our honest review of Circle by Mac Miller.
Circles by Mac Miller.
Yep.
Finished by Jon Brion. You remember Jon Brion, right?
No, I don't.
Kanye West, Late Registration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he helped make Late Registration and Graduation.
Okay.
Came
cool.
in, played a lot of the keys and synthesizers.
Okay. Dope.
Yeah, I figured that would ring a bell.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah, man, pretty dope guy.
Yeah.
How you feel about this album artwork?
I feel like it's pretty simple. I like the mirrored kind of image of him, just like sitting here. So it kind of plays with the theme of circles. Like you always feel like you're just going around and around. So I thought it captured that motive perfectly.
I'm curious if this actually was what he wanted as the photo, or if this is just something.
It was a companion album, so maybe he had ideas laid out.
I mean, Jon Brion said he finished the album according to conversations he had with Mac Miller.
Right.
Because he was working with Mac Miller for the album. So I'm wondering if that was like one of the conversations, or did they just kind of put it together based on what you said.
Yeah.
How you feel the vibe of this album was? I mean, the flow of this album.
I thought it was an interesting flow based on swimming, because I didn't really enjoy swimming much just because of the mood and everything like that. And I kind of felt like this one had a contrasting vibe to it that was more uplifting. So it makes sense when you compare it to Swimming, with this supposing to be the companion album to that. So I really like the mood of that based on those details.
Cool. What's your highlights?
Really? Nothing?
So you want me
What's
to
your
comment
flow?
on the flow?
flow, yeah.
The flow of this album is Mac Miller doing like an alternative sound of music, in my opinion.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's not 100% hip hop. I felt like the album was categorized in the wrong department.
And I agree with you on that.
An album we reviewed last week was also in the wrong category. Can't really remember what it was. I don't even remember what we reviewed last week. But either way, highlights. What's your highlights, man? I give a highlight. Blue World. Blue World was fire.
Yeah,
I love it.
Blue
Best
World.
song on the album.
Yeah.
Aside from Blue World, there's another song up here. I think it was That's On Me that I liked a lot. Mm-hmm. Aside from that, those were my highlights.
All right. Well, I like Complicated. I didn't like one of the key instruments in the song, but I really loved what he was talking about in the lyrics. Blue World, I ain't gonna lie, I played that on repeat for a minute before I got to Good News, because it was just such a vibe. I felt like that was like the pure I feel like that was the pure Mac sound, and everything like that. I thought it was really good. I was feeling I Can See. I really like that one. Everybody, I like the message in it. I mean, it's nothing different. Everybody's had the same type of lyrics. Everybody's going to live, everybody's going to die. But I really loved his spin on it and, the melody that he chose to sing it with. I enjoyed Woods, Hand Me Downs. I don't know how to say his name, Barosura, featuring Barosura. I just like the whole collaboration on that. It was kind of weird because it didn't have nobody featured on iTunes, but I knew it was somebody else singing. So I thought that was pretty good. That's On Me, I enjoyed. And I really loved the beat on Hands. Like, I don't know the little weird sample it used, but I just really loved the way that it vibed together with that. And I thought Surf was pretty dope.
That was a lot of songs, man.
Yeah.
Lowlights, man. You got some lowlights?
Yeah, I do. Lowlights, I really couldn't vibe with Good News that well. I mean, I just didn't like the sound of it coming from Blue World, because it really immediately went down. And I think that's the main lowlight I have with this album, is like, while I did like a majority of the songs, the mood was the same throughout the whole project. So I really had to sit down and focus on what he was saying to appreciate the song, if that makes any sense. Because most of the album was the same melodic tone, and that kind of really took you out of it in a sense. Like, I really just had this playing in the background, and I'm just like, okay, that was a good song, that's a good song. But when I went back my second time, I really dwelled into what he was saying and everything like that, and it made me appreciate the song. So that's my main low light of the album as a whole, is just the fact that even though this was a uplifting contrast to Swimming, it still had that kind of mellow vibe that it really didn't take it nowhere. But I could appreciate for the songs for what he was talking about. And I didn't like how it was categorized as hip hop and rap, because this is really alternative R&B kind of sound. So I wouldn't go into this thinking it's a hip hop album. So I don't think it should be labeled as such, because I felt like this was something that, you know, most artists go through. They want to try something different, you know, get their emotions out and everything like that. So I thought the alternative side of that was a good platform for that. But the mood could have been uplifted just a little bit more. The production wise kind of used the same type of production throughout the whole song, throughout the whole project as well. But yeah, that was my main lowlights.
Okay. Final thoughts?
Lowlights, man. Come on. Be real. Don't worry about what anybody got to say. Be honest.
Look, man. Mac Miller, rest in peace. I don't want to really go in on lowlights for this project.
Okay.
So I will give final thoughts then instead of lowlights.
Okay.
Final thoughts. First of all, with all due respect, I did not want to review this project.
Okay.
Just being perfectly honest, didn't want to review it. I listened to it, and it didn't exceed any expectations I had set for what I thought was going to happen based off of Swimming. I went back and listened to Swimming again, and come to find out, I actually enjoyed Swimming listening to it again.
Oh, okay.
Especially compared to this project.
Okay.
Now, with that being said, I didn't enjoy the tone, the vibe, the sound of the majority of this project at all. It's really boring, and it's just 100% uninteresting to me. I'm not at like that type of point in life, or even remotely close to it, to where that can like penetrate and mean anything to me. If that makes any sense.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's not like I don't like music that's somewhat depressing. Like, I love Joe Budden's Moon Music series.
Yeah.
But this was still just not interesting at all to me.
Yeah, I came away,
with all due respect,
I came away not really expecting to enjoy this album as I did. But I think the reason why I enjoyed it so much is just because of, I guess I had a sense of what he was trying to level himself up from. Like, he was trying to get himself out of a space, contrast to what he presented in Swimming. So from that standpoint, as an artist, I thought he was evolving his artistry to somewhere to where it may alienate some fans, you know, or any type of music, but it might be appreciative to some people of where he's going with his music and in the direction and everything like that. So I thought for that take, it was a good album, because you don't ever really see artists taking risks to get out of their natural element. And some artists, they do it completely wrong, or they just do it just because, oh, I want to try something different. But this one kind of felt like an organic, natural evolution of his sound. Even though I'm not the biggest Mac Miller fan, I still felt like this kind of transcended to where he started in the mixtape days and everything like that. Because when I look at it like that, he's got something completely different than what I was introduced back in the day, you know, back in the whole backpack mixtape era and everything like that. So just to see where he's came from that, that's how I looked at this album.
Final grade. I didn't really enjoy this album. I know a lot of people are out here and enjoying it. I'm happy for everybody that's enjoying it. Continue to enjoy it. Go off of your review of this album. Don't listen to me. I'm giving it an X. I didn't really enjoy this at all, and I'm not listening to it again. With all due respect, like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
You know, I know.
I'm just saying, like,
but y'all need to know.
Like, yeah, seriously, that's why I had rather not spoke on the album, how I felt about it at all. But rest in peace to Mac Miller. He's got some dope ass songs.
Well, I'm gonna give it a check. I feel like it's a good album, alternative R&B type of style. If you love that type of music, I think you'll be into it. At least a couple songs out of here. Like I said, my only major gripes was that the tone was kind of the same throughout. But other than that, I thought it was a good step up for him career-wise, and, you know, for him to have like another palette of his artistry. I thought it was pretty cool.